Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Cate. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Today we're back doing a little bit of a different video. Today we're doing a get to know me tag. So basically, I've compiled a list of questions that you're supposed to ask on this thing, and you're gonna get to know me by me answering these questions. So let's get into it. What is your name? My name is Caitlin. My friends call me Cate. Where are you from? I am from the southern United States. Unfortunately, I would like to move away eventually, but that's just not in the cards right now. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is blue. You can't see in front of me, but my whole streaming setup is entirely blue. What is my star sign? I am an Aries. I got that Aries energy. Basically just means chaos, constantly. What is your favorite music genre? I don't know if I have a favorite music genre, but I do have a least favorite, which is I do not like country music, except for a few songs, and I think that's because I grew up in the South and I was just like flooded with them as a child. But I like all other music other than country. What is your favorite food? I'm probably gonna have to go with hot wings. I love hot wings. I love a good hot wing. I will eat hot wings wherever I go. If that was possible, I would do that. What is your favorite holiday? This is a tough one. I don't know. I would have to say probably Halloween. I really, really like Halloween. What is your favorite pastime? So my favorite pastime, I have too many hobbies. Probably video games. I've been playing video games since I was 6. I've been playing video games for 20 years. Oh my god. Yeah, so video games is probably my favorite pastime. That or reading. Video games or reading. What is your favorite sport? Favorite sport would have to be basketball. I played volleyball and basketball in high school, and out of the two, I enjoyed basketball more. I think because I understood the ins and outs of the game better. What are you talented at? Ooh, it's a tough one. This feels like an interview question. Probably nothing. I would like to say that I'm talented at making friends wherever I go. Oh, the next question is, what do you wish you were talented at? Everything? Do you know how much nicer it would be if you were talented at everything? Why would you pick not to be talented at everything? I wish I was talented at responding to my friends' messages because I'm very bad about that. Are you competitive? Yes, very much so. I always have been, especially since I've gotten married. My husband and I, he also is very competitive about certain things. Very competitive. When we went on our honeymoon, we went to Disney World in Orlando, Florida. My husband had never been, and we made it a competition. When we would stop to use the restroom, we would both divide, and we would make it a competition to see who could get out faster. Which is not fair to me because there's always a line at the women's restroom. Describe yourself in a single sentence. Oof. That's the sentence. Oof. I know. I am a loud content creator and a Lord of the Rings obsessed gamer girl. I feel like that was pretty good. What is the best compliment you've ever received? So I've had friends tell me in the past that my husband and I, the environment that we create in our home, makes people feel so incredibly safe and welcome. And that is like the best compliment ever. What are your bad habits? Probably biting my nails. I have a terrible habit of biting my nails. It's anxiety related. So if I'm not biting them, I'm like picking at them. I can't ever have my nails painted because I will just pick and pick and pick and pick. What are your favorite things about yourself? This also sounds like another interview question. My favorite things physically about myself are I love my eyes. They are hazel, but they're green more than hazel. And they're a mixture of my mom and my dad, because my dad had green eyes, my mom has brown eyes. And I've been told by a lot of people that I have really pretty eyes. So that's my favorite, like, I think physical thing about myself. But like, other than that, I love how big my heart is. I love how much I care about people. That can be a weakness sometimes, but I think that it's a strength a lot of the time. I heard Emma Chamberlain say this quote one time: "You will never regret being kind to people." And that's very, very true. What is at the top of your bucket list? So I don't think I have a bucket list. God, we should make a bucket list. I don't know, travel. I want to travel to every single continent. I think that would be really cool. We're working on it. My husband and I love to travel. What are 3 long-term goals? Long-term goals would be to get monetized on YouTube, get partnered with Twitch, because right now I'm affiliated. I'm an affiliate. And to move away from where I currently live because I don't like it here. What is your biggest accomplishment? Biggest accomplishment? Probably graduating college with a bachelor's in marine biology. I don't currently work in that field, like work in a field related to that degree, but I was the first person in my family to graduate from college, and it was a pretty big deal. What is your ideal first date? Oh, I would definitely say doing something where you could talk to one another, like exploring of some sort. So like if we were doing an activity that we were walking and talking and getting to know one another, that's my ideal first date, because I'm a strong believer in friends make the best partners. Like, I wholeheartedly believe you should be really good friends with your partner before they become your partner, because it lays a foundation to the relationship that is very difficult to break. Once you know them, even the good, the bad, and the ugly, as a friend, you then have a different perspective on it when you become a partner. What is something you look for in a partner? Like I've already said several times, I talk about my husband all the time because I love him and I'm obsessed with him. But what is ideal? So actually, when I was in college, I was part of a religious group that made you literally make a physical list of deal breakers for relationships. So something that I would look for in a partner is, physically, I don't think I have like a type. Golden Retriever energy gamer boys, yes. Somebody that's going to be there for you, that's like genuinely kind and a good person. Who is your role model? Probably my mom, and she's always been my role model. She basically raised me as a single parent because my dad wasn't very present in my life growing up, and she's like the strongest person I know. Which one of your parents are you more like? I would like to say I'm more like my mom, but my mom tells me sometimes I have tendencies like my dad, but I don't really know my dad enough to know his characteristics to know whether I'm more like him. And also, any characteristics I do know about my father I wouldn't want to have in my personal life. So I got daddy issues. But definitely more like my mom. Like, I catch myself sometimes hearing her voice come out of my mouth, and I'm like, I'm turning into my mother. What is the last book you read? Oh, God. Probably, if we're being real honest, it was probably some fairy smut. If audiobooks count, I think it was A Court of Thorns and Roses. Fairy smut. Whoops. Mom, if you're watching this, just don't stop. What is your favorite fairy tale? That's a good question. What is my favorite fairy tale? I don't think I've ever thought about this. In my brain, I think when I think of fairy tales, I think about the stories that I was told as a kid, but most of those were Disney stories. So like Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland. Probably those two, Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland, I love equally, but I love a lot. So I'm going to say both of those. What is your favorite quote? Okay, so this is my favorite quote. So this quote is actually by Dr. Sylvia Earle. She's one of the most famous female marine biologists, and I actually had the honor of meeting her when I was getting my bachelor's degree. Super awesome lady. Super wonderful. Has done crazy awesome things for the community. But this is a quote from her. It says, "The oceans deserve our respect and care, but you have to know something before you can care about it." Is my favorite quote. I love Dr. Sylvia Earle. She is phenomenal. What was your favorite subject in school? Probably biology. I like all sciences, except for parasitology. I took parasitology in college, and that'll make you not want to eat sushi. So, what was the subject you were best at? I'm thinking in terms of like high school. I feel like high school was such a breeze for me for most of it. I didn't ever struggle with anything. But I'd say the classes that stuck the most with me were science classes because I cared about them. Who has had the biggest impact on your life? Again, probably my mom. She's an awesome, awesome lady. Mama O'Connor. She a hard working lady. What app do you use the most? Probably Instagram or YouTube, the YouTube app, but probably Instagram. What countries have you visited? So I have been out of the country twice, about to be 3, but as of right now 2. I have been to Turkey. I went to Istanbul and Rize in Turkey. Beautiful country, wonderful people. I realized when I went there that I had a lot of prejudice that I had not addressed yet, and when I got there, I was very afraid. The people there are so incredibly kind and loving. And then I have been to Mexico. We went and saw some of the pyramid structures that they have over there. And that was really awesome. What is your most embarrassing memory? Okay, so when I was a child, I was in kindergarten. I had just started school. I was a bit of a troublemaker in kindergarten. I got in trouble a lot. And there was this kid in my class. I can't even remember his name because he left after this semester. Probably because of what happened. So I was a strange child one day, and I was laying, well, not one day, I'm strange. I was a strange child and I'm a strange adult. But I was laying on my desk with my arms crossed, and I was like suckling on my arm with my teeth. And it created a bite ring on my arm. So I got home from school. I'm doing my thing, probably coloring. And my mom sees the bite mark on my arm and she goes, "Who did this to you?" Instead of being like, "Me, I did it." I blamed it on the kid that sat next to me in class. Not thinking anything about it, just putting the blame on somebody else. My mom called the school, got his parents involved, and I think he ended up leaving. And that haunts me to this day. I was 6 years old, and that still haunts me. That I lied about a boy biting me, and then he had to change schools because my mom threw such a fit. And then my mom whooped my butt about me lying. So yeah, that's my most embarrassing memory. If you could give your younger self any advice, what would it be? Dang, these are getting deep. It gets so much better for you. Like, so much better after you leave high school. Don't give up. What is your favorite animal? So my favorite animal is probably the sea lion. What is my least favorite animal? If you follow me, you know I have a crippling fear of bears, like a real life fear of bears. Bears. I hate bears. I hate them so. I hate bears so much. What is your favorite book? Can it be a trilogy? I feel like that makes sense. To say it's a trilogy is like part of a book. I don't know. Okay, so the Lord of the Rings books probably. And if I had to pick one of those, the first one. The first Lord of the Rings book. Why did you start playing video games? This is a question that I added on because I really want to tell the story. So I started playing video games when I was 6. I mentioned that earlier. My mom bought me a PS1, like the old consoles that had the flip up and it had a tiny little screen on it. My mom bought me that. And I have vivid memories of my childhood of playing the Emperor's New Groove video game on there. And there was one level where you had to run and slide, and it was like a timed event, and there were all those jaguars chasing you through the jungle. And 6-year-old Caitlin could not button mash enough to get past this level. So I have vivid memories of my mom sitting on my bed with me and her playing through the levels. And ever since then, I love video games. I started out with my PS1, and then I started playing computer games. And then I got an Xbox when I was in high school. And now I'm a streamer, and I play video games on the internet for fun. And for money, but also for fun. So that's really cool. So I started playing video games because of my mom. What is your favorite movie? So that probably is going to be Lord of the Rings also. Out of the movies, probably Return of the King is my favorite. And now for our very last question. Who are your favorite YouTubers? So probably 2, and they're probably a lot of people's favorite YouTubers. So Jacksepticeye and Markiplier are my favorite YouTubers. They have been for a very long time. They both are very wonderful people that give so much to charity, and they care about their community. They just are a huge inspiration for me. They're so unashamedly themselves, and that's what I aspire to be, is to be so, because for so long, so much of my childhood I was put down. I talked too much, I was too loud, that kind of stuff. And they got me through some of my very worst days. They are so incredibly intertwined in the reason why I decided to become a content creator. So yeah, alright, that's the Get to Know Me tag. We did it. We made it through all the questions. Yay! I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you watched this all the way to the end, what are you doing? I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you made it this far. Also, make sure you're subscribed so that you're notified when I post more content. Also, make sure you keep up with me on social media so that you know what I'm doing and like what's going on in my life. But yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!